haven't yet, but do what you need to do first.
I'll lower the center of gravity.
What's that? I would love that too. You ready, boss?
Good afternoon, everybody. Please rise. Welcome to our first meeting for March, everybody. And it's going to be a great one today because we're celebrating the Rotarian of the Year as well. If you are joining us virtually, make sure that you put your name into the chat so we can recognize you. We're going to start off with our land acknowledgement read today by Diane Tilstra.
We acknowledge that our meeting today is taking place on the traditional homeland of the Puyallup people. We acknowledge that this land was not freely ceded to the settlers who claimed it. We recognize and honor the significance of this land and its waters to the Puyallup people who have lived on and stewarded this land for centuries and continue to do so today.
All right, Diane.
And now, the four-way test.
Thank you, Chris.
Did that backwards.
What a great crowd today. You all look good. Let's do the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair for all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All right.
Thank you, Diane. And now I'd like to invite up for our reflection today, Leslie, come on down.
When I was asked to read a reflection at Rotary, I was initially intimidated by coming up with something profound and inspirational to this group of leaders. Who am I to provide thoughts, words that are thought-provoking and interesting? Then I thought about where I get my inspiration. Music has always been my inspiration, as I find it to be the modern-day poetry. And so I turned to the greatest motivational and inspirational songwriter I could imagine, Dolly Parton, to help me out. Dolly wrote the song Tennessee Homesick Blues, released in 1984 and featured on the soundtrack for the movie Rhinestone. The majority of the song talks about how much Dolly misses her home in Tennessee and living a simpler life of fishing, sleeping in her childhood bed, eating her mama's chocolate cake. However, there's a line in the song that says, "It's hard to be a diamond in a rhinestone world." Such a profound meaning in 10 words. Being a diamond means being the real deal, the most genuine version of yourself in a world full of those dishonest or unkind. But being yourself and projecting that to the outside world requires consistent, thoughtful introspection, a dose of confidence, and yes, even making yourself vulnerable to others. That is hard, but by being your true self, it makes it easier for everyone else to see your shine too. And as leaders, we all have the unique ability to help others shine as well, by leading with compassion, authenticity, and integrity. So I encourage you not only to be the diamond, but to uncover the diamonds in those around you.
Leslie, thank you. What a great way to start the meeting, and also the words of Dolly Parton. Pretty much any situation you can find something for with that. We'd now like to welcome visiting Rotarians and members with guests. If you are a visiting Rotarian, please stand, and Doug's going to bring the microphone around. Visiting Rotarians, please tell us where you're visiting from, and members, please introduce your guests. Did we lose Doug? Surprise!
Oh, yeah.
Hi everyone, Emily from TCC Foundation. I have Diane Lyons. She is at the Federal Way Rotary Club, but is considering transferring. Yes, I know, come on. She's also the new development director for Nonprofit Associations of Washington. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I'm Neil, the Chinese. So yeah, what I did, I got a trial for the soccer team and actually made it on the I have my first track game, 20 game against Silas. So, but it's not a no like on. I forget everything.
I am really pleased to introduce Erin Winna, who's here from my former director of the Tacoma Refugee Choir. And I have the new director of Tacoma Refugee Choir, Jay Woody Watts, is here with us. All right. Monique DeVoe, Big Brothers Big Sisters South Sound, is joining us for lunch.
Any other guests out there?
Yeah,
Right. Dave- Oh, there we go.
Pete Taylor Advertising and Public Relations, and my guest today, as has been the case many times in the past, is my lovely wife of 46 years, the one, the only Christine Taylor.
All right, I think we got him done. David, nobody's virtually with us yet. That is okay. It is also now time to recognize some anniversaries for this week. If you are here and you hear your name called, please stand. Fred Moisio, 46 years. Ed Hovis, 26 years. Chung Lee, 18 years. John Bailey, 13 years. Carlos Antorno, 12 years. Kevin Kaiser, 3 years. And Bianca Milwolch, 1 year. Now, along with anniversaries, we get to celebrate something else today, too, and that's birthdays. So, Cindy Grady, come on down and let's celebrate some March birthdays.
First of all, a dance happy birthday to all our recipients today. If you are a birthday winner, come up to the area. Come on, there's more of you here. Let's go. Yay. Okay, while they're gathering up, I'm going to read the question. They all got it, so they know what they're doing. Rotary International area of focus for March is water, sanitation, and hygiene. If your life was like a body of water, what kind of body of water would you be on your birthday this year and why? A calm lake, a rushing river, a vast ocean, a refreshing waterfall, or a quiet pond, or your own version. So come and tell us, and then for your treat, we have a water bottle, so choose your color and take that back with you.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. Dan Bogart, retired. That feels great. So, my birthday's tomorrow, and body of water, I would say ocean, because my life has gone back and forth like the tides sometimes. And also, it draws me for my best vacations, my most memorable vacations have been at the ocean, including getting married on Maui to my lovely wife, Jim.
All right, I consider myself calm water. If you ask my wife, she would say I'm a class 5 rapids. I can't think of water in Rotary without Arvin Khan, and I called him this morning and he's doing great.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Carolyn. Hi, I'm Kirsten Willis. I'm just gonna be a vast ocean because everything I like to eat comes from the ocean.
Hey Rotary, my name's Harrison. I'm a commercial real estate broker. I'm turning 38 this year, the big 3. Wow, yes. That's the funniest thing I said today. I would say snow. As you guys know, I love being out in the snow, skiing on it, walking up it, climbing vertically on it. Snow. Thank you.
Hello everyone, Bill Dupathaler. I'm also turning 38 this year. Oh, yeah, that's not true. So I think for me, I'd have to say the waves at the beach, because I used to love to surf, and nowadays I love just sitting at the beach, reading a book and drinking a margarita. But either way, I love the surf and the ocean.
Jerry McLaughlin, Gateway Advertising Public Relations retired. Body of water, the Gulf of Mexico. Oops. All the warm water down in Florida where I'm from.
Hi, Terry Scott, Kids at Bank. I thought about this when you sent the email, and I thought the refreshing waterfall, and Harrison, I'm not turning 38. I have 20 years on you. But I thought at one point in my life, maybe I was like Niagara Falls, but probably now I'm more like Rainbow Falls.
Dan Worth, American Red Cross. Harrison, I turned 38 in that picture. Yeah, I think I also identify with the waterfall. I've been going through a lot of renewal in my life, and each time that the water falls down, it's an opportunity for renewal. So.
Happy Hall, retired. I have to go with the ocean too. I love the waves and the sounds and the ever-changing tides, and just love those oceans.
I want to do a special hello to Buck Thompson. Thank him for being here and being, I think he's our oldest Rotarian. Congratulations.
I've been eating club sandwiches at the Rotary Club of Tacoma for over 70 years. And it's certainly good to see my old friends here.
Orange, red, black, white,
A big round of applause to Cindy Grady for putting together the birthdays this week. And since we have so many people who are turning 38 here today, why don't we sing happy birthday? 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, little Terry. Happy birthday to you. It would have been fairly hard to get all 21 names into that little section. So fellow Rotarians works well with that. So happy birthday, everybody. Now, back up to the podium, I'd like to invite Diane Tilstra in association with the Tacoma Rescue Mission for being this week's meeting sponsor.
Thanks for letting me be your meeting sponsor today. Last time I did this on behalf of Tacoma Rescue Mission, people thought I worked there. I'm just a dedicated volunteer. I'd love to volunteer at the Tacoma Rescue Mission. I hope everybody will join me. We've got 2 spots. One of them is on the second Fridays for their lunch, and the other one is the 4th Friday for breakfast, because I heard some people would rather come out with me at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then, which I do, and that's actually nice. At 6 o'clock in the morning, you get to serve breakfast. They don't actually serve lunch anymore, it's more of a to-go thing. But you're doing all sorts of prep for dinner. And you get to really help people out. I really feel like when I go there, I've made a contribution. I never know what it's gonna be, but there's always somebody there that touches me or I'm able to touch them. It's just amazing. It was so funny, I was gonna be the meeting sponsor before Duke spoke last week. So now everybody heard from Duke, and he totally stole my thunder. So
Thank you, Diane, and remember, it's a fun project to sign up for, both the lunch and the breakfast. Just remember, you have to sign up both on our website and their website. Y'all voted for something recently, and you voted for our Rotarian of the Year. So now, I would like to invite up last year's Rotarian of the Year, John Schneider, who voted. And while he's doing that, I want to ask, are there any other Rotarians of the Year in the room right now? Are you wearing your Rotarian of the Year pin? Okay, what was that? We'll consider that a pin check too if you're not wearing a pin. It's a pin check time, people. John, it's all yours.
So being Rotarian of the Year was quite the honor, and I truly enjoyed having this last year been with a lot of attention and fun and jokes about the Rotarian of the Year. So it's all been a good fun, and I want to thank you for having me as that. It was an honor. So, but without further ado, I would like to bring up Diane Tilstra. She is your current Rotarian of the Year, starting right now. Let's all stand up for the Rotarian up here. Thank you. Diane, for all you do and have done, this love for you.
Thanks so much. Thank you. I'm just so proud of my friend for being selected Rotarian of the Year. You know, she does the programs every week with Gil, and little did she know, there you are, Gil, and little did she know that she would be chosen. I first met Diane in 2012 when we were doing an on-site visit for a grant application. She was a brand new member, and I didn't know anything at all about her. We were talking, getting to know each other, and I learned she lived in Thailand. Great, I thought. There's someone else who's lived abroad. She gets it. And I was hoping she would become a friend because she was so nice and so interesting. I got to know Diane well from serving with her on the Rotary Exchange Committee. Diane served as the Youth Exchange Officer, the YBO, for almost 5 years with help from Marcia, and remains committed and a hardworking member. Let me tell you, being the Rotary 8's YBO is no walk in the park. It is actually a thankless job. To do it for 5 years is amazing. You need to be vetted. You need to take U.S. Department of State exam, to be fingerprinted, to have a background check each and every year. And then you manage the exchange committee. This means recruiting host families and making sure they go through the same vetting process. Working with the Tacoma Public Schools, Rotary's District 5020,
and dealing with passports, visas, and vaccinations, knowing that at any minute, an inbound or an outbound student, their parents, or their host parents might contact you with a question, a problem, or a request. The thing that gets people who serve as a YEO is the clunky, very clunky district database software, which you have to learn and you have to use it monthly. Since Diane's term, the rest of the committee, learning that it's drinking out of a fire hose, has decided informally, we have an informal policy that no one should ever have to do it more than 2 years. We've got a deep bench, somebody else needs to step up. Before and after she was YEO, Diane served as a host mom to 3 students, one from Croatia, one from Thailand, and most recently Sager from the Netherlands. And he came back at Christmas time and she again hosted him. As a committee member, she's always helping out at the welcoming party, birthday parties for students while they're with us, and the farewell dinner. She's the one who always brings a huge, delicious dish to feed many guests, plus she stays in the kitchen to cook and serve, and even cleans up afterwards. If there's extra work or an emergency regarding the exchange students, or actually anything at Rotary, she's the one who will jump in. When I asked her for help earlier this year, she replied, "Don't worry, I've got your back." Diane's the dependable, hardworking Rotarian, the one you always want in your team, the one who will always have your back. She's also a volunteer for projects, and you'll often see her at the EFN, boxing food. Now, besides her commitment to Rotary's exchange students, she is the chair of the program committee with Gil's help. This means she keeps an annual calendar, finds interesting speakers, and has a program ready for us every single week of the year. Diane is also a member of the IDEA Committee, formerly the Diversity, Equity, Accessibility, and Inclusion Committee. When Chair Brian was called upon to serve on a city committee, she jumped in and became our interim chair. Diane has a history of fighting for justice and equity in Tacoma and wherever she has lived. And what an interesting life she has led in so many places. She was born in California with a dad who worked for a union. Before she was 9 years old, she had lived in California, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Tennessee, West Virginia, and Kentucky. When she was 9, her parents moved to a farm in eastern Washington with her grandparents and her 3 siblings. No doubt, living on a farm led to her becoming such a great cook, so knowledgeable about pickling and canning, who knows these things, and such a hard worker. Did you know Diane married right out of high school and has 4 adult children? And has 4 adult children, 8 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. With a purple or sometimes a teal stripe in her hair. Isn't she the youngest and most stylish great-grandmother you've ever seen? When she was a new mom, she worked for Pacific Northwest Bell and enrolled in college classes to get a business degree. She started a grassroots rape crisis center in Yakima and served as the agency's executive director for over 4 years. She also spent several years working in sales and marketing for various companies. Did you know she worked as a police dispatcher in Alaska and a salesperson for chemicals? In 1992, Diane moved to Thailand and worked for the American Embassy's commercial division. She also traveled throughout Southeast Asia, learning about diverse cultures, foods, customs, and politics. She'll tell you this was a life-transforming period of her life. When she returned, she moved to Chicago, accepted a position as the National Director of Philanthropy for Covenant Retirement Centers. Her fundraising for many different social causes has continued for more than 30 years. She came to Tacoma in 2012 to work with Northwest Trek and joined Rotary. She's continually been active in our club, often behind the scenes, and has always donated to the auction in some way. Besides being an active Rotarian, she is active with the Refugee Choir, is currently the board president of KBTC, and a member of the City of Tacoma's Ethics Commission. She wrote a grant for and created Meaningful Movies, which continues to this day, and she was a former board member of the Lakewood Theater. Thank you, Diane, my friend, for all you do for Rotary as well as our community. You are so deserving of this honor. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Carol, and I want to say a special thank you to my guests today, Erin Winna, Woody Lotz from my choir, and Monique Dubose. They all came as guests. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I have to open up my computer because my printer wouldn't print my comments. And it was failing. Have you been there? Yeah. Yes. All right. So thanks again, Carol, for your words. And I want you to know you're welcome to shout amen at any time as I speak my words. Please don't be shy. All right. In 2012, I recall Kathleen Olson reaching out to me to meet for coffee. I miss Kathleen. She's still here. I was new to Tacoma, having just moved from North Seattle to begin work on $1 million fundraising project at Northwest Track. I remember some pushback from Metro Parks since they already had one staff person coming to this club. But I used my persuasive tactics to convince them that I would be a benefit if I went to Rotary. So they agreed, reluctantly. I remember that I was inducted as a member at a meeting at Point Defiance Zoo, and our program that day was about the zoo's new renovation for their campus. But what was the one thing that persuaded me to continue as a member after I retired from work just 2 years later to stay in this club? We were meeting over at the Landmark then, and I was a bit overwhelmed with the size of the club because there was so much we could volunteer to do and so many welcoming faces to get to know. One person who really made an impact on me in this club was Dawn Lucian. Dawn is passed now for those of you that didn't know her, but she was a stalwart promoter of peace in the world. That was her reason for being. She always impressed me, and I wanted to be like her when I grew up. I still got a long way to go. Did you know she had a meeting space at UW Tacoma that's named after her? So what was it volunteering that cemented this deal? I remember volunteering for programs and grants committee as a new member. Then I saw an opportunity to join the crew that managed youth exchange. Since spending many of my years at living and working in Asia, I miss the rich cultural exchange that meeting people from other cultures brings to our lives. I also heard great stories from Becky Fontaine and Carol Webster about how kids they hosted over the years always came back to see them and kept them in their lives. So that really encouraged me. So I signed up for that committee and was eagerly welcomed in. One day, Carolyn Else, who was another wonderful member of our club, found out I only lived 2 blocks from Stadium High School. I was in a perfect location to host. Voila, I became a host parent. It was really lovely to host Fran and Amy and Zager. And Zager stays very connected to our club from the Netherlands all the time. Marsha Burns, thank you very much for volunteering with me to co-lead Youth Exchange. We were all a great team, and the team continues to this day under Bill's watchful eye to be a wonderful team working together. We have each other's backs. That's what's really important. So serving as YEO was a definite joy for me. I was super happy, though, to see others step into the role. And I want to thank Becky and Carol so much for always supporting me. And sometimes it would get really tight because we had one time a jet landing at SeaTac with an eager student aboard, and we were still trying to get their host family approved. So I'm watching this plane come in and I'm going, please, somebody at the district say yes. So that was a little tight, but most of the time we're well organized. And now I serve you as your youth protection officer. So I'm really pleased to be able to carry that for this evening. So what else could it have been? Maybe it was Jim Whitaker, because he's always so witty. And at his table holding court, he's a Rotarian, Rotary 8 historian to me. Maybe it was Linda K. Briggs calling us family during her year as president. I felt like I had found a family in Tacoma. Or was it Kristen Willis, who I want to call Kristen all the time, and her joyful sense of humor whenever she comes to the podium. It could be the support and encouragement I always received from Kathy Willis when she was our administrator. And now it's David who provides most incredible support for our club. Perhaps it was leadership tackling the question. Amen. Don't be shy. Perhaps it was the leadership tackling the question of whether or not our club was representative of our community. I joined the DEI review because these topics and questions are another important reason why I belong here. Do we welcome all people into our family? Can we do better? You bet we can. After all, we are the 8th Rotary Club in the nation. We have a legacy to serve as a model of what a Rotary Club looks like in their community. And doing good in the community means a great deal to me. And we have shown up on so many occasions, looking into the eyes of men and women who are unsheltered, arriving at the rescue mission to be welcomed with hot food is so important to me. Packing goods for the Red Cross, break bags, boxed food at EFN, and sorting at St. Denis. I'm so proud of our efforts with Habitat for Humanity and when we built a house for veterans, for a veterans family, and our grants program that supports local nonprofit organizations and scholarships for young people heading to college. I think we're amazing. I really do.
Amen.
Amen. Good job. Was it John Snyder planning a boat building party in Western May? I couldn't say no to painting a huge boat red on the waterfront with my family of Rotarians. We get to see the results every time we drive by Western Way. Thank you, John. And it's definitely working alongside my co-program leader, the one and only Gil Quante. Amen. My brother. He has been my terrific sidekick in getting programs lined up for weekly meetings that bring community businesses and organizations to inform and engage with us. Here's a shameless plug. Thank you to all you Rotarians that reach out with excellent contacts and ideas for programs. We couldn't do this without you. I have loved and appreciated serving on the Rotary Board with my thoughtful and caring fellow Rotarians. Chris Surface bringing his leadership magic to each meeting. By the way, I use the 4-way test as my filter every single day. In fact, I use it kind of like an adjective. Have I done the 4-way yet? We should do that. Some of you may know I've never joined a membership organization before this Rotary 8 Club in my whole career. I count these past 13 years, which have flown by the way. I still, I know I'm older. I know I'm over 38. As a testimony to what group of dedicated people can do in community. Let's be honest. We are here today to serve our deep desire for connection with others. You've been my connection, and I love each and every one of you for being on this journey with me. I am humbled and grateful to serve as Rotarian of the Year as part of this Rotary 8 family. And thank you all very much.
Now, you can sit back down. Before we get to the fun part of even more honorifics for you, I'm going to speak for a second because Diane, for me, has been an inspiration in seeing her in the community. I love when she shows up at Tacoma Little Theater to usher for shows. I usually, I'm gonna scan tickets so I can stand and be next to Diane that day. And the thing is, she's always there. She's always been ready to help. And what I love is, I'm like, hey, what'd you do today? Well, I was at another organization volunteering earlier. And she was probably coming from another organization. I think that goes for all of us who've seen her out in the community doing her work, that she never stops. And another thing I want to point out real quick is if you were listening to her remarks, it was we. It's always we that do things. And I think that's very important, and I appreciate the fact that you know that. And we love to recognize you. We love to recognize you. Does anybody else have anything they want to share? Any words? I know putting people on the spot, which is everybody's favorite thing. Erin, go ahead.
Diane came to a choir practice and said, "Oh, I see you need help." And she just jumped in and was such a godsend to me. Truly, Tacoma Refugee Choir would not be what it is today if Diane had not stepped in, not only to volunteer, but also be such a wonderful mentor, to help me figure out how to raise money, how to make this work, and just worked so tirelessly with love in every fiber of her being. I just don't think she has a mean bone in her. And yes, I do. Okay, good. Let's keep the honesty. I just will forever be grateful, and I just want to be Diane when I grow up.
Okay. Yeah.
I just spent a week with Diane in Washington, D.C. She is the chair of the KBTC Association Board. And we went back there to advocate on behalf of funding for public media. Diane stepped in, stepped up, and took on the challenge. And I'm so grateful to your leadership on the KBT Association Board, but also because I feel you are my friend. You have made me part of your family, and I thank you for that. And you are all her family as well. So thank you, Diane. Congratulations.
Hi, Diane. As you can see, I love bright colors also. And so I remember the first time I saw you, and it was just like this dyed hair with teal and purple. And I was like, this is a lady I have got to get to know. And very much like most people have said, you were just such an inspiration. You're such a joy. You're so comfortable to be around. And you give amazing hugs. So congratulations, and so well deserved.
Thank you so much. Anybody else out there? All right, thanks, Kristen. Diane,
yes.
On behalf of the club, I would like to present you with your Rotarian of the Year certificate. Hopefully we'll display it with honor somewhere in your home.
Thank you.
Your Rotarian of the Year pin, which I know you're always wearing pins, which I love. So hopefully you join a wonderful club of Rotarians of the Year. And we're happy to have you as part of Rotarian of the Years.
Thank you so much.
And also, we have for you, honored Paul Harris Fellow for you. Yet another pin that you can wear proudly. Maybe all of them at the same time. We want to present that to you as well.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well deserved. Now I would like to invite up Carlin Sampson to the podium to talk about next week's Thursday at 5.
Thank you, fellow Rotarians. Congratulations, Diane. Next week is a Thursday at 5 at Rebuilding Hope. Your local sexual assault center is thrilled to host you at our new digs. It's been, I think, since 2023 when we last hosted at our former location just across the street from the Almond Roca factory. So I'm sorry to tear you away from that Big John's across the street from some sweets, but we're now just down the road from Johnson's Candy Company up in Hilltop.
It's a trend.
It's a little trend going on, right? So please, come by next week at 5 o'clock for the Rotary meeting and to see our new site, learn a little bit about our services. And we are so excited to host you. Thank you so much. Thank you to the projects committee. We have been able to retain a strong stock of supplies for Rotarians to stay after the meeting to assemble, I believe, up to 100 outreach packs to support our street outreach activities. So thank you so much to projects committee, and thank you for all those who plan to attend and then stay after to assemble the packs.
So not only is it going to be a fabulous Thursday at 5, but it's going to be a project right after it. So I hope we see all of you registered to be there for next Thursdays at 5. Now we're going to take a little time, since we're honoring the Rotarian of the Year today, get a little bit of table talk amongst your group and your friends at your tables today. And so the challenge I'll pose to you all to discuss is, what are things you're proud about in this community? Is it something you've done? Is it something you've seen others do? What are the things that make you proud to be in our community and the work that you do? We'll give you 5 minutes of table talk.
Actual work at this team.
Oh, okay. No way.
I got t-shirts here. Very tall.
Yeah, exactly.
This is your 1 minute warning. 1 minute warning. All right, my fellow Rotarians, before we disband, we just have a few announcements we need to make. Number one, auction raffle tickets are available before and after our club meetings. $50 gets you a chance to win 1,000. How many did we sell today, Dean? A few. A few is not good enough.
Hey, we're up to 193.
193 out of 300?
No, we started at number 100. We sold 93 tickets. Yeah, we started at 100. Sorry.
So remember,
Sorry.
the more you buy, the better your chances of winning. And do we all remember what date is the auction that should be marked on your calendar? The 26th, Saturday, April 26th. Great. We also have some community service projects coming up throughout the month of March. We have the Tacoma Rescue Mission, which we heard about a little bit already. Friday, March 14th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's the lunch meeting. We have the Emergency Food Network. We have that Saturday, March 22nd from noon to 2:30. And then Friday, March 28th, the Tacoma Rescue Mission breakfast service at 6 a.m. And remember, sign up on our website. And for the Rescue Mission, do it in both places. I'm going to put a plea out there. We are fast approaching our district conference. And guess who's the host this year? Tacoma, hey! We would love to see you there. If you're interested, there's more information on the website and on the district website. But here's the situation, and I'll be frank and honest about it. A lot of people from Canada don't want to come down here. This is actually something that's happening. That we've seen a lot of our Vancouver Island friends who have said, I just don't want to come down there right now. The exchange rate's not good, and they just don't feel it's right for them to come down. So we're a little worried about attendance at the district conference. So really, we would love to encourage you, come. It's a lot of fun if you haven't been to one before. Also, we would love to see our Rotaractors and our Interactors there as well. Since we have both of those clubs, we would love to see them at the district conference. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that and how to maybe get them there as well. Dean, hand up.
Can we send a video message like from our officers or district governor-elect telling the folks up in Canada we love them? There are no tariffs here.
I see Linda Kay ready to talk about that right now.
Let them know that we're together on this.
So your district governor leadership line, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
The leadership line is about 4 of us spend, I think, 15 hours a day right now telling them we love them, right? Because Rotary isn't political. So we're focusing on the good work locally that Rotary clubs do. We're focusing on global work that Rotary does, but we're not dismissing them because it's real. If you could listen to some of the Canadian television and what they're saying about this country that we're in, that we're all proud to live in, it's not good. And you can't dismiss a fellow Rotarian's feelings about how they're feeling. The exchange rate has always been there. That isn't it. So you have to dig a little deeper, remind us what we're about, right? We're helping people with a hand up locally and globally, and just hope. There are some Canadians that will come to the conference, but there'll be this many. So our deep hope is that you will come, you will learn something, you will have fellowship with the people that you love, you will meet new people because people from all over Pierce County will be coming. So a wonderful tribute that you could give Chris as president, I'm being honest with you now, and Catherine as assistant governor is to represent. So if you can, please come. We need you there. Amen, and here's the VP.
Just an aside, one of my first years as a member, I went just as a member. I was not in leadership or anything, and I chose to go because it was here in Tacoma, and it was so educational, both for me as a new Rotarian, but also just in my life and in my business and the work I do. So even if you think, oh, it's not for me because I'm not in leadership in Rotary, you're in leadership in your life. So join. May 31st? Yep. May 29 and 30.
The new Marriott.
And the rooms are in a block of rooms or a little bit less. So if you want to have a gin and tonic and not drive home, it is May 30 and 31, Friday and Saturday. No, it's weekend after.
Thanks, Linda Kay. Thank you all. We have some thank yous today as well. We want to thank Diane Tilstra for being our honoree today for Rotarian of the Year. Diane Tilstra for being our meeting sponsor. David for being our technical support, along with support for everything today. Doug Johnson for greeting Rotarians and managing the mics today. Diane Callagher for reciting the 4-way test and the land acknowledgement and being our sponsor. Lizzie Belleville for sharing a reflection today, which was awesome because it was Dolly. Cindy Grady for our birthday celebrations. Carol Webster for not only being our introducer for Diane today, but also being our mix-it-up person. And Kathy Willis for being our story writer today. So big round of applause for our people. Remember, we always need volunteers, so always check with the office because we'd love to see you there. Thanks for joining us today. This first day of March, it's turned out to be a beautiful day. Go enjoy the magic of Rotary and the rest of the day. Don't forget Community Service Award meeting right now.
Yes, the Community Service Award, it should only take a few minutes. They're meeting, I think, out in front of the
Out there.
You can put it right here. I got everything here. When you get a chance. I know.